You already know we're here to talk about the life of a showgirl. Let's just skip the formalities and go straight into it. And welcome back to the show. We took a week off, and in the middle of all of that, Richie got some new titles, degrees, honorifics to add to his name. So today, as always, I am joined by the Honorable Reverend Rick D. Flores, Junior Senior the Third, Esquire, PhD, DDC, the Duke of Phoenix. Had to write that down.
I cannot beat that. That is elite level right there. And I am joined by my co-host Jordan, who does not like her friends canceled.
Absolutely not. I don't. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about because we took a week off.
This will be a 3.5 hour show.
Okay, well, we said that last time that episode is going to be 2 hours, and then we were briskly at like 59 minutes. Okay, but I'm going to try to keep us on track. So when we left off last episode, you let us in with, you have a Shark Tank pitch for when
Yes.
you retire, and you've left me hanging for 2 weeks on this, and I really want
Yeah.
to know what it is.
Okay, so I have to bring this up because I have to remind myself what it was because it was a
You
while
should
ago.
only say as much as you feel comfortable sharing, though, because there are
Oh,
people out there who want to steal this idea, I'm sure.
oh yeah.
Yeah, don't give too many details away.
Okay, so I came up with this I shared this video of what projectionists have to do to put in the film reel for the one battle to another. And I thought it was really cool. And I was like, and I shared the video in a group chat and I was like, imagine having to do this every day. And I said, it's such a cool process. Like I can retire and be an old school projectionist. Like how cool would that be? Like that would be, you can just like, hang out in your cinema and just play old movies all day long. Like that's cool. So that led me to the following sales pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, I won't speak for you, but I'll speak for myself. I do not like capitalism. I think it's silly and annoying and bad. And so I came up with my own idea for a new way to cinema. And here's what I said. I said, I need to use my retirement money to open up a cinema. There will be free snacks and we will run only classic movies for cheap. And I said, this will be a communal experience, like a library of classic film. It'll be nonprofit. And all the snacks will be free. All the movies will be super cheap. Like you can come in for $1 and then like I would donate the proceeds to a charity and it'll be like a communal experience and you'd come in and you'd watch like classic movies and then we'd have like a nice discussion afterwards to discuss the film and it'll be great. I think that's really cool.
I like the concept. I have some questions about your business model, namely, like, how would you get anyone to work there and assist you other than unpaid volunteer work? Uh,
Yeah, it's a
and
communal
how,
experience. Yeah.
right, but, and then strategically, how long would this last if you're covering all of the overhead operating costs and all of the food and beverage and all of I don't, I'm assuming you have to like rent the reels, or do you
Mm-hmm.
buy them? I
Probably have to
mean,
buy them. Yeah.
there's some operating budget we need to get figured out
I
here,
can just
but
I can
I
just
think
dip
it's
into my
possible.
I can just dip into my trust fund.
I think it's possible. I do. And I
My
wish this for
retirement money
you
that I
because
don't
I know
have.
I know it would make you happy, so I
Yes.
I really do hope you get that. Genuinely. Genuinely from the heart. I hope you
Thank
get
you.
to do that
Would you
someday.
come
Yeah.
would you come work for me at this communal theater experience for free?
Sure, yeah, I could spare some hours, I'm sure. Depends where you put it, though. Because if you put it in, like, the middle of nowhere, I'm going to be like, Richie, I don't know if I want to drive that far. Put it in a cool place,
Yeah.
like a little art house cinema
Mhm.
downtown somewhere in a cute little small town. Sure, you get me there.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. We'll retire to the coast and run independent operations. Uh I'll sell my pretzels and pastries, small batch, handmade every day, and you will do your art house cinema thing, and we will yell at each other about our letterboxd reviews probably until we die. It'll be great.
Deal.
It'll be great. Yeah, shake on it. Yep. Deal. Oh,
There you go. So that was my pitch that everybody waited 2 weeks for.
I like it. I think it was worth the wait, at least in some segments for me. I don't know what our listeners think, but I think that was worth the wait. Speaking of things that were not worth the wait, let's say, was we had some footage 2 weeks ago of a I don't know if it was the real deal or if it was a replica, but someone brought the Scuderia Ferrari F1 wheel of Leclerc to Pope Leo to have that item blessed, sanctified. I don't know. There's a term for it. To theoretically bless his steering wheel for holy luck. And then Singapore happened, and it was not worth the wait because he didn't pull off any holy miracle.
Yeah, we have the actual footage.
You have the footage. Well done.
I have the actual footage. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. And I'll press play. Oh, hello. Oh,
the chairman of Ferrari. Okay.
Pope Leo received a visit from John Elkann, chairman of Stellantis, the company that manufactures cars including Jeeps, Fiats, and Maseratis. Elkann, who is also the executive chairman of Ferrari, gave the Pope a mini car from the same company and the steering wheel of Leclerc, a Formula One driver.
The steering wheel. Okay. So this is really used. It has been used.
The thing, or is it just?
No, no,
It's not connected.
no, it's not connected. You need to connect.
He's
your
baffled. He is
this
baffled.
Yeah, this is
from a
real.
car.
It was really used.
From a Ferrari.
Exactly.
From a Ferrari.
However,
I
Elkann
love the
was
way
able
that he
to
says that.
explain the two gifts' significance with time.
So this is to remind your passion for driving, and you happen to drive. And this is more.
Oh my! Can you hold on? I'm gonna pause for a second because I mean we don't really need to watch the rest of this anyway. But can you imagine the Pope Mobile being a freaking Ferrari? How sick would that be?
That would be so sweet. It really would. And it's a missed opportunity from Ferrari, like the Italian brand.
Yeah.
I know that Vatican City is its own thing and its own community, but it's a missed opportunity to easily promote a beloved Italian brand.
Yeah. It is the Roman Catholic Church, after all.
Right. But I guess you would then like lean into the whole thing where it's, the Ferrari is the divine mandate. Like it's, you would convert a lot of people to Ferrari fans really quickly. And I'm not sure that they're prepared to handle that.
The entirety of the Catholic Church is all in, or become Tifosi.
Right. It's like Scuderia 1644. Like we're adding new psalms and chapters to the book.
Yeah.
It's like, thou shalt not have a break fire. Yeah. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Singapore was boring, by the way. Did you watch it? You watched. You were texting me, I think.
Did I watch?
Well, I just didn't know if you watched the whole thing, because it was like 8 a.m. my time, so it was 5 a.m. yours.
Yeah. I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning to watch, and should not have woken up for that, but hey, I'm dedicated.
Yeah. I called my parents. It was my dad's birthday on Saturday. What's today? Monday? I don't know what day it is. Saturday. It was my dad's birthday on Saturday. Happy late birthday, Dad. And I called him, and he was watching the race, or he had it on, and it had just started. It was about 4 or 5 laps in, and I was talking to him about it, and he goes, "Can I stop you?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Does George Russell win this race?" I'm like, "Do you really want me to tell you? Like, you don't want to watch it?" He's like, "No, just tell me." I'm like, "Yeah, he does." He's like, "Okay, cool. I can delete this." It was funny. I'm like, yeah, nothing really happens. Like we got some really good team radio occasionally, and that was about it. And we have some increasing beef, it appears, and discontent within the McLaren F1 team, which I live to see. I really do. I love to sow the seeds of discontent
Yes.
among the papaya. That was crazy to me. You know how badly you have to mess up to push Oscar Piastri over the line?
Mm-hmm.
He's the most calm, cool-headed, neutral, and on camera at least. Like, he may be very different in person, but he is so PR trained.
Yes.
He's not doing any of this on camera.
Yes.
How badly you have to make him angry for him to have the radio communication from the CEO of McLaren in his ear, congratulating him about their constructors championship, and to fully just disconnect the radio and stop listening.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm living for it. I really do. Maybe he's finally realizing what we've all seen with our own eyeballs all season long, which is that Lando Norris is being given unfair favoritism.
Yes.
And he doesn't deserve it.
Correct. Perfect example is the first turn incident when Lando just decided to play bumper cars with multiple cars. Just
Yeah, he pulled a U.
yes, yes, and then got away with it. Didn't receive a penalty, and the McLaren team apparently didn't have a problem with it, which is insane. Because again, we've talked about this all season. Generally, very generally, if you have a driver leading the world championship at this point in the season, you do everything you can to get extra points for that driver at all costs.
Correct.
And in that situation, that cost Oscar, I believe, because Oscar ended up finishing
Fourth. So what was it, a 3-point differential?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was 3 points. And it may not seem like a lot, but when you got Max Verstappen coming down your tail, making up points, again, he made up more points this week. The gap is now down to like 60 some odd points. Anyway, it's
Yeah. I think the gap between Lando and Oscar is like 20 something. It's like 22.
22. Yeah.
That's close enough where you should be doing the prioritizing.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm going to let you keep talking because I forgot to plug in my computer, so I'll be right back. But you do your thing.
Okay.
Tell the people about motorsports.
Yes. Jordan will be back in a second. But yeah, anyway, so generally, your championship leader, you're doing everything you can to maximize the amount of points you can get. But when you have Lando Norris pull a move like that, and then you go and you piss off your title championship leader like that, what is that? That does you no good as a team. And it sows discontent between both of your drivers. And in a season where they have dominated all season long, they won the Constructors' Championship.
Is not even close.
They won the Constructors' title on Sunday. And I believe I saw something where this is like tied for the earliest a Constructor title has been won, which is crazy with, 6 races left now. And so, yeah, it's just like completely mishandled the entire time. And like, he gets on the radio and like, hey, what's going on here? He can't do that, right? The FIA did nothing. There was no penalties handed out for it. And then Oscar drives around the entire race pissed off. And then later on in the race, McLaren comes on the radio and they straight up ask Lando, instead of your world champion, about the strategy. Like, I don't remember the exact phrasing, but it was like, hey, should we pit Oscar, or do you want to pit first, type of thing?
Yeah, it's like, are you comfortable letting Oscar pit before you?
Mm-hmm.
And Lando was like, yep. Wait, no. And they just let him call Oscar's strategy?
Yeah.
What the hell is that? I mean, oh my goodness.
It's insane. Again, makes sense if Lando Norris is the championship leader.
If. That's Lando Norris's favorite word.
Yes. Yes, it is. But he is not. And it just, yeah, I have to imagine Oscar and his management, Mark Webber, former Formula One driver, both of them have to be at their wits' end at this point with that team right now. Like, I can't imagine they are in a good place right now. I didn't watch any of Oscar's post-race interviews. So I didn't see his reaction after the race, but like you said, he's a smart enough driver to not, once he gets in front of a microphone, the PR training comes out and he's like, yeah, blah, 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 whatever. But the other thing that annoyed both of us was that they did the Constructors' Championship celebration on the podium with the champagne, and Oscar was still off doing his media interviews, which was like, there's pictures, and it's like Leclerc is talking to the media. In the background, you see the championship celebration going on, and also in the background, you see Oscar Piastri, and you're just like, what is happening?
I mean, I assume you get hit with some sort of a fine if you don't have your driver do media. But like, okay, fine. You just won the damn constructors title. That's a huge boost of income, like millions of dollars. I don't know the dollar amount, but it's a lot of money if you win the constructors title.
Yeah.
You could pay for him to miss his media interviews to go and join the team, or you wait for both of your drivers to be done with their media engagements and join the team. You, for no reason on planet Earth, should you not have the actual drivers of your cars that are out there on track doing the work and winning you the titles be absent from your constructors team celebration on the podium. Now, I get that there's probably one that they do in the pit lane or in the garages or whatever that, of course, they were present for, but that is crazy to me. There's a photo of Andrea Stella and Zach Brown and Lando Norris with the pit crew down in pit lane celebrating. Oscar's nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
It's like you guys are acting like you only have one driver.
Yeah.
And the one driver that you're acting like you have is not the one that's leading the world championship and probably about to win you your first title as a team since Lewis Hamilton in a McLaren.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing over there?
We should not be surprised because, as somebody pointed out, Zach Brown actually has a Lando Norris tattoo.
He does. Yeah, none of this is real surprising. We've been saying it for
which
it
it's
feels like a year and a half now.
Yeah, it's after Lando won his first race. Zach Brown got a tattoo of.
You mean after Lando was gifted his first win in Miami under the safety car?
Yes, exactly. Zach Brown has a track map of Miami, and then he's got the date of the win as well. So.
I almost made a joke about the location of that tattoo, but I will save that. You can infer what I meant to say there. I think it's on his arm, right? It's on like his.
I think so. Yeah.
I think it's like on his upper arm or something because you can't really see it. You can only see it if he's like wearing or if he's got his sleeve up. But yeah, that's a crazy one. That's an absolutely crazy one.
But yeah, the Drive for 5 is on once again. Max straight up beat Lando Norris. Straight up beat the McLarens
Piastri,
and Oscar Piastri. Yeah,
both of them.
Yes, outpaced them both.
I mean, I'm not sure that it'll end the way that I think a lot of people now want it to, which is so funny because the narrative has shifted so quickly. It's given all of us whiplash about Max Verstappen. I'm not sure it'll end that way. It's going to take something crazy to happen and for the RB21 to truly be back, which it kind of looks like it is. I'll be honest with you. We've seen it outperform the McLarens on the high downforce circuit, on the low downforce circuit. We've seen it defend and hold back a McLaren. We've seen it pass a McLaren. Like, if that's the benchmark for what the best car is, and it surely seems like it is because they have double the number of constructors points as like their next two competitors combined plus, then that's a really good place to be in. I just wish we would have got there a little sooner, perhaps. But the RB21 enemies to lovers arc is still on. Still on.
Yep. Shout out to once Mekis took over, things just shifted completely within that team, and it makes you wonder, like, if they made the move sooner, if they made the move in the off season,
Yeah,
if
I'm like,
things would have been different.
I think it's such a combination of things with the way that development is for a Formula One car over the course of the season. Not every upgrade works. Some things send you backwards, some things send you forward, and you had no idea it was going to do that. It's all a little bit of unsure building and assembling, I think, but it's impossible to overstate how important it also is to have pieces that move you forward within the team and the team personnel and not just the car, and to listen to the input from everyone and to be able to make those changes. And especially with a guy like Max, who has won 4 straight world championships and knows a thing or two about the feel of a car and multiple cars and racing and racecraft. And you've also had lots of drivers in and out of the team giving their feedback too. Like, you were sending the car in a different direction when Liam Lawson was there. You were sending the car in a different direction now that Yuki Tsunoda's here, but both of them have given feedback to the cars. It's a season-long development process, but you also need to be developing your people in the right way. So
Yeah.
we'll never know. It'll maybe be a big what if in the history of this thing, and it's all going to get scrapped next year with the rule changes anyway. But you never know. Mathematically, it's still possible.
Yes.
And earlier this season, it seemed so bleak that
Yes.
would even be true. At
Yeah,
this
even
point,
Max
that I'm
himself
kind of
said
okay with
like
it.
he wasn't expecting to win any more races. He won back to back,
Yeah.
and hadn't. Well, I guess maybe not had an opportunity, but he almost got pole. And at Singapore, if it weren't for Lando Norris, and if it weren't for a little bit of a lockup into one of the final turns in qualifying, he would have been on pole. And honestly, if he would have been on pole, he would have won that race, because it's one of those races that you get into that clean air, and George just was never going to give it up. And even if Max at one point was, he was within about 2 seconds of him, and then Max had had a moment and then fell back, and then that was kind of it for that.
Yeah, George was never really contested.
Yeah.
But all right, that's the kind of race that it was. That's not the kind of race it could have been. There could have been a billion safety cars. There were so many crashes, and in not in qualifying necessarily, but in the practice sessions and things like that. That it's kind of the same thing that happened in Azerbaijan. Is like it ended up as a clean race when historically and on precedent it maybe shouldn't have been. Traditionally, this is a circuit where your strategy will win you the race by getting a safety car at the right time, calling your stop at the right time. And none of that really came into play, but it could have. Mostly we just watched them drive around for like 62 laps.
Yeah. Yeah. And next week we move on to Coda, which will be fun and great. I love Coda. Coda's one of my favorite tracks on the circuit. I think it's going to be a good race. Last year, I completely forgot this. Do you remember who won in Coda last year?
I'm trying to think, because we had a bunch of different winners last year.
Yeah, when I tell you this, you're going to be shocked.
I don't know. It could have been Leclerc.
Nailed it. It was a 1-2 for Ferrari.
There we go. All right.
It was a 1-2 for Ferrari. Lando was on pole last year, and in typical Lando fashion, botched and finished 4th off the podium.
Didn't he bottle it into the first corner too? Didn't he run? I think he ran real wide at that first corner, and a bunch of people passed him.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, it was Lando finished 3rd, but received a 5-second time penalty for leaving the track and gaining an advantage. So maybe that was part of it. But yeah, I don't remember anything about this race. I have a terrible memory. They all blur together. The season's so long. Only thing I remember.
That was a weird poll by me. I remember Leclerc kind of went on a hot streak at the end of last season, like after Italy.
Yeah. That's what got him back in the Constructors title, and then they went and botched it in freaking Abu Dhabi. Anyway, yeah, so we got Coda coming up. Max finished 3rd there last year. Ferrari won 2. That's not going to happen again. I can almost guarantee you.
Yeah. Lewis was putting together a great drive this weekend. He really was, and then his brakes gave out on him.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Yeah, So yeah, Coda coming up should be a good race. Sprint weekend as well.
Oof.
Sprint weekend. The sprint last year was won by Max last year.
All right. We'll see
So-
if that happens again.
Yep.
I think we need it at this point mathematically. I think
Yes.
we need every point we can get. So
Every point is needed. So yeah, there you go. I'm glad we're back. I'm glad we're back in North America, so I don't have to wake up at 5:00 in the morning,
Yeah.
watch the race. Thank God.
yeah, that will be nice. And then immediately we like turn around and leave. So whatever.
Yes.
All right, that's enough racing. Let's go to the music first because I have a feeling this is gonna take a lot of our time. Let's quickly break down one of the most contentious topics of this week, surprisingly, which is Taylor Swift 12, The Life of a Showgirl. I keep wanting to call it The Fate of a Showgirl because the title track is The Fate of Ophelia,
Yeah.
and it's like we were getting crashed around by the Tortured Poets Department
Yeah.
title and all that stuff. And now that we finally got that, I felt really confident about this one, and I keep getting it wrong.
Yeah. Showgirl. That's what we call it around here. We just call it
Showgirl, yeah.
Showgirl.
Go ahead. What was your first impression? Because I'm interested to know.
Yeah, I listened to it right when it was released at 9 p.m. here in Phoenix. I got it a couple of minutes early, actually. Apple Music. There it is. The Apple Music put it out like at like 8:57 or something. I was like, "Oh shit, it's up already. Hell yeah." So I got to listen to it a couple minutes early. And I listened to the first half of it, and then I left for a little bit to go meet up with some friends, and so I didn't listen to the whole thing at one time, and I listened to the rest of it on my drive back home. And the first listen through, it didn't quite hook me like I wanted it to because it was a little bit different than what I expected, and that's okay. And other than a couple of specific lyrics, which we'll get into, my first listen,
Some jarring lyrics.
my first listen through, I was like, all right, that's good, not great, not quite what I expected with the Martin and Shellback production, but like I feel like every Taylor record, and I thought about this at the time, and like a couple of our friend groups, we were texting about it in our Swiftie group chat that we have, and a lot of us were kind of like, the three of us were like, it reminded a lot of us in Reputation in a way that when Reputation first came out, it was, I feel like we're living in a simulation, I guess, but like it's deja vu kind of, because when Reputation first came out, it was not well received from fans, from critics. It was kind of this, it was a very strange record for a lot of people to wrap their head around.
Yeah, people didn't like it at all because it was such a different sound to anything that she'd done in the past. Yeah.
Yes, it was like people were expecting 1989 Part 2, and it wasn't. And I think people were expecting 1989 Part 2 for Life of a Showgirl, and it's not. And I think that's what knocked people for a little bit on their first listen, but I feel like people are coming around on it now, and all of the haters that are out there are clickbaity losers, I think, for the most part. Like, I just don't... It's all of my TikTok now, like all the real people that you see, they're all like dancing to all these songs, like most people are enjoying this record as it should be. That's the way I would describe it. This record is enjoyable for me.
Sure. I agree with you there. I think the critics are always very loud, very vocal. It's always been I don't know what it is, but there's some kind of enjoyment in getting the clicks and getting the attention that comes with trying to drag down Taylor Swift or just drag down artists in general. I don't know why people are so negative about it online, just for the sake of, like, for lack of a better term, my kids have started using this word rage baiting. It really is. It's rage baiting online just to try and get a fight, just to try and start a fight. And it's not worth being involved in. This is not my favorite Taylor record by any stretch of the imagination, but would I say that it's bad? Absolutely not. It's not, I mean, am I going to go back and play it in the same way that I always end up going back to 1989? I always end up going back to Red. I always end up going back to Evermore, for God's sake. Taylor, she still exists, and some of us still really love her. And like, I go back to some of these records over and over. I go back to Reputation. For the record, I always loved Reputation. You and I think both always loved Reputation.
No, I was one of the people that when Reputation first came out, I did not
Really?
like. Yeah. And
'Cause
I remember
I know you're ride or die for it now, but
I love it now. It was one of my, if not my favorite part, one of the best parts of the Eras tour for me. But yeah, when it first came out, I really wasn't a fan outside of a couple of songs on the record. I remember going to the Reputation Stadium tour. I went to that tour, and I wish I would have seen that show now as opposed to back then, because
Sure.
as enjoyable as that show was, and the show that she puts on, like, I didn't enjoy it as much as I should have, because I was still in my like newer Swiftie phase at that point in time. So like, I hadn't really gone back and listened to a lot of the pre 1989 stuff. And at the Rep tour, she did go and she played quite a bit of that stuff that I wasn't as into. Like, I loved 1989. And that was like one of the main reasons I went, is to hear those songs live, which were great. But yeah, I've changed my tune on Rep now. But yeah, when it first came out, it was lukewarm for me.
okay. That is how I feel about. I think that's a good way to articulate how I feel about this album so far, is pretty lukewarm. I very much enjoy the first 3 songs. You could extend that to the first 5 or 6, like all the way down to Ruin the Friendship. I think the back half is much less strong than the first half. I think that's just because I have a hard time differentiating the songs on the back half, because it feels like they're kind of sending the same message. For, I don't know, for lack of a better, I've been trying to wrap my head around it for the last couple of days. It's Monday. It's only been out since Friday,
Yeah.
so music always changes and grows and adapts to, as we listen to it more and get more exposure. But I think the thing for me, and what I've seen some of the folks who like it but don't love it and aren't, I won't say not impressed, but are just sort of not impacted by this album, are saying is that maybe it was missing a little bit of that classic Taylor point in time, moment in time, capture, point of view, sort of like lyricism and writing. And I think that's what we were kind of hoping for, and what we were maybe expecting when she announced the title and did the rollout. I personally, I guess I could speak to myself, that I was hoping for maybe more of just an inside look at, what was the Eras tour like for you? How did it change your perspective? How did it change you as an artist? What was it like to get your master's back? What was it like to have your life change in all these ways while you were undergoing this massive tour? And I wanted to know more from the perspective of Taylor the person versus Taylor Swift the brand.
Yeah.
And I think maybe those two things are a little bit hard to differentiate on this album, because some of it is very broad, general writing and lyricism, and some of the most broad and general writing we've seen her do in a long time, especially when you go back to stuff like Folklore, you go to Evermore, you go to Tortured Poets, even Midnights. A lot of those are very hyper-specific point in time. But despite being written for such a general audience and general enjoyment, it just doesn't feel like she has that much to say. I relate to it less than I do with some of those moment at midnight kind of stories. Like,
Yeah.
I love Coney Island. I have never personally been sitting on a bench in Coney Island thinking about an ex, thinking about a
Yeah.
breakup. But I feel an attachment to that song in some weird way. It's just, she's such a good writer and is good at telling these stories and making us feel connected to things that she's experienced. And that just didn't happen for me on this record very much. I'm very happy for her, because the love songs she's writing on this feel really hopeful, and maybe the most that we've heard from her about that. Like, even when she's spoken about it in the past, that people were saying, like, on the Lover record, it still kind of felt a little uncertain, a little hesitant, a little insecure about, what is this? Where is it going? Is it going to last?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the paper name of the song is Paper Rings, which
Right.
is so non-committal. And it's like
Right.
it's such a good, like, especially when you put it in that context compared to now, and I haven't heard anybody else talk about it, but it just came to mind. Like, you think of, like, it references, have what is it that she references it in Wood about a ring or whatever. Anyway, we'll get to that.
I was thinking about, like, wish list. I'm like, she's explicitly like, I could see a bunch of kids running around the block and having a driveway with a basketball hoop, and that's stuff that she's never talked about before concretely, like, in such plain language. There's no uncertainty about what this is, where it's going, what the future is going to look like. In that regard, I'm really, really happy for her, even if those songs are not the most personally relatable for me. But they're good tracks in terms of the message that it conveys about the place that she's in right now with her relationship. And I think that's where we've all always hoped that she would get.
Yeah. It's like the comparison between, like I said, the Paper Ring, which it is, you look back on, you go, and that was kind of like a paper ring relationship in a way, where it was just like, it was never fully committed. Like, both of them, as committed they were for that time, they just weren't fully committed for the rest of their lives. And so it was kind of a paper ring type relationship. And then
you get Paper Rings, you get False God, you get Afterglow, you get some stuff on that record that's like, we have moments of peace where I really think this is going to work out, but there's also moments where I'm so unsure what this is and how it's different for me versus how it's different for you. And there's not any of that here. It's totally, it's just a very different narrative surrounding love for her, and it's something we've never heard before.
One of the things that I thought of a little bit was, because I was listening to every single album and their kind of review of the record, and one of the things that Nathan brought up, which I thought was interesting, and this is 100% true, and I think it's a very, very apt comparison. He compared Taylor Swift to Alexander Hamilton. And the line,
what a pull.
and the line in the musical, why do you always write like you're running out of time?
Yeah.
And that's Taylor Swift in a nutshell to me. And I think you kind of, I think when you said, like, she didn't have enough to say, I kind of can feel that a little bit here. And I think that
she's writing just to write, and it's fine. I love that. And some of our favorite artists are the ones that just physically cannot put the pen down. It's like not possible for them, but I feel like we could have, not that I ever want to be without Taylor Swift music, because it feels weird to be without something new and recent, but to take a little more time and polish it off, just, instead of just releasing things to release things. And maybe she's really, really happy with the product of this. It seems like she is. It seems like she's really, really happy with this record and what it sounds like and what it's put together. And far be it for me to tell an artist that it's not good enough to go and put that out. That's not my place. If you love it, it's your art. If you love it, that's what matters. But I think where it's kind of coming over askew for some listeners is, like, feels like we maybe just collected a bunch of things that sounded like Taylor Swift and then put them out. I don't know.
Yeah. I will say, like, in the days since this has come out on Friday, I was listening it to again today, and I'm just like, there's so much here that I actually really like. Okay, so I'm going to put this in context. I told you I had come out with my new rankings, and I was like, I'll save it for the show. And so let me bring it up. I made a little note here. Let me go to my notes app.
I like that you have it written down. I don't have it written down because I feel like mine changes every 30 seconds.
So I still had the note I made back when Tortured Poets came out, and I adapted that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to stick to this ranking, and I think this holds true. So do you want me to go 1 to 12 or 12 to 1? How would you like me to
go best to worst?
Best to worst. Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it spoils some of it if you go worst first. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, now what do we
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
look forward to?
Okay, this is not a shock to you, but Folklore and Evermore are my 1 and 2.
I agree with that. Mostly.
I was listening to I have the Long Pond Studio session, Folklore, and I was spinning that not too long ago. I was like, God damn, this shit is so freaking perfect. Especially that Long Pond Studio session version of those songs are just, I mean, perfect. There's no better way to put that. So Folklore and Evermore 1 and 2 I got in 1989 3. Rep is 4. Like I said, that has truly grown on me. I have Midnights at 5, Red 6, Lover 7, Tortured Poets at 8,
Okay.
and I have Showgirl at 9. Now, I think this is an interesting point because Tortured Poets, again, was a record that, and we're on record saying this, we both like that record, but I think both of us came away from it saying like it was too much. There was so much there. It was really hard.
So dense. There's some of that back half of the anthology that to this day I have not delved into very much deeper than I did when it first came out. Just
Yes.
I was so overwhelmed. Nathan put this best, and I still love to articulate this to my kids when they ask me about it. I don't have children. I'm saying this about the people I work with affectionately. Whenever they ask me about Tortured Poet, they're like, did you listen to the album at midnight? I'm like, I stopped doing that after Tortured Poets because we were promised 16 tracks at midnight.
Yeah.
It was 3 a.m. and there were 31 songs all of a sudden, and Nathan said it started to feel like a hostage situation. And that is my favorite articulation about that Taylor Swift album, and the reason that I did not wake up at midnight for this one, because I was so afraid that she would do something similar.
Yeah.
And I had to work early the next morning, and I just can't keep doing that to myself. I can't afford that anymore, Taylor. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I have that so I have Tortured Poets ahead of Life of a Showgirl. And the reason why I have Showgirl lower than a lot of the other records is not an indictment of Showgirl as a record. It is just goes to show you how good everything else is. And the reason why that is because there are some songs on Showgirl that are bops, man. And I'm just like in my car, just you know, getting down, getting my boogie on, listen to some of those songs because they are such bops. However, there is not. Hello, what happened?
I can't tell if that's rain or if something's happening outside.
Okay.
You look. I'm gonna look real quick.
Okay, I'm gonna.
See.
Yeah, I'll keep going. Anyway, so I feel like Life of a Showgirl for me, as good as some of those songs are, and as much as I do enjoy listening to the record, there is not a single song on Life of a Showgirl. Maybe the Fate of Ophelia can get there, maybe, but I still think it falls short of everything else. There is nothing on Showgirl that is as good as some of the great stuff on Tortured Poets. Like, and when I say that, it's go back and watch the set she did on the Eras tour that's Tortured Poets, and tell me all of those songs are not all bigger and better songs and more fun to listen to and songs you go back to more than most of, if not all of the songs on Life of a Showgirl. And when I say that, I'm meaning like Down Bad, I freaking love. Every time I listen to that song again, incredible. I Can Do It With the Broken Heart is just
that's the one for me.
It's a song that you just pops on and it's just, and you go nuts to it, right?
Yep.
There's a couple other songs on there on Tortured Poets too, and
I think Showgirl has 3 fighters. I think, and it's the first 3 tracks. I think Opalite has the potential to be really big on radio. I personally love Elizabeth Taylor. It's so stuck in my head. And The Fate of Ophelia is great. Those are the 3 fighter tracks, I think, in terms of big radio play, in terms of catch, whatever it is. I think that's the 3 that's going to be there. But to your point, Tortured Poets has all of that and has So Long London, How Did It End, Florida. You texted me about Florida today. It has My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys. It has The Prophecy, The Alchemy, So High School. I'm just trying to pull
Yeah.
here, but like and that's not the extent of the album. Those are things that are sprinkled through both
Yeah.
the first and back half of the anthology. And Showgirl, I think, is different because the first half is so strong compared to most of the stuff in the back half. And maybe that's where it also is earning points, where I guess it's losing points, but where Tortured Poets earns points for me is just, I think there's more quality scattered throughout it
Yeah.
than there is in Showgirl.
Yeah. Like,
I don't
as
like Wood. I'm gonna go on record saying that.
I knew you would. I knew
Take
you
it out
would
of
say that.
context. I don't care, people. Take it out. Whatever.
I knew you
I
would
don't
say
like
that.
it.
I love Wood. I think it's so
rock
silly.
with the Jackson 5, like I Want You Back vibe of the whole thing, but in the production, but beyond that, not for me.
It's so silly, man. It's so freaking
I know
silly.
it is, but like it's almost silly to the extent that like, did we need it?
Yeah, like
I know
will, like,
Travis Kelce is at home just kicking his feet and giggling about that
Yeah.
stupid song, and I'm happy for him. I really am.
because that's like that's
you big oaf. That
that
is
is the
written
thi-
about you.
yeah,
Congratulations.
that is the thing about this record that like there's a couple lines in this the first time I listened to it, I'd like go, holy shit, Taylor. I tweeted a couple, I don't know if I texted you, but like the two that stand out, the two lines that really stood out for me on the record, and I think this is my favorite line in the entire album, is the chorus of Father Figure, which is a song that is like, I didn't 100% get into at first, but I'm starting to like more and more because I think it is a like you were kind of saying earlier, it is a song that is kind of almost specifically Taylor Swift in a way, and in terms of what it's about. But
It very is. Yeah, it's very much her past history and dealings with shady people with shady intentions about her music and her career and her negotiations. And it's sort of hit you over the head with the metaphor. Can I
Yeah.
put you on to something though? I accidentally did this the other day without meaning to. I was just saving the album or whatever it was, and I didn't realize I had saved the clean version of the album.
that's
And
dumb.
on that song, they changed that particular line, that is the one that I think you're thinking of,
Yes.
to say that I can make deals with the devil because my check's bigger. And I kind of love it.
No, that doesn't work for me
I
at all.
kind of love it. I
That
don't
does
know.
not-
Something about it feels like it has more power to me.
No.
It's like, yeah, I could write checks that outcash the devil himself. Like, all right, power girl.
No. I that does not work for me at all. It does not work for me
It's
at
for
all.
me.
Yeah.
I've only been listening to that version.
That's crazy, man. But yeah, you're right. That
I don't know.
I'll be your father figure. I drink that brown liquor. I can make deals with the devil because my dick's bigger is just
That was I was in my apartment at 5:30 in the morning looking around for someone else to tell about what I thought I just heard.
yeah.
I knew there was no one else there rationally, but I'm like, did you hear that too? Like to the ghosts in my apartment, the voices in the walls. I'm like, you're hearing this, right?
Side note, when you were first listening to it, I'm pretty sure I was still awake because I couldn't sleep
You
that
were
night.
definitely still awake.
So
yeah.
I was still awake. It was like because I was still like listening to some of the bits of the album and whatnot. So
Yeah, you were definitely still awake because I texted you that I was like starting my first listen and you were like, okay, good luck. Like, we'll check in a couple hours. Okay, sure, girl.
But yeah, so like, I think that, the point being is like, I agree. The first 3 songs on this record are great. I'm coming around on Father Figure just because of that line.
I love the eating out of the trash line
Yeah,
in Opalite.
that was great.
That one's funny. That one's really,
Yeah.
it was startling in a hilarious way because it is true. That's a very good metaphor for it.
Yes. And yeah, so I love Opalite. Opalite is one of my favorites. It's so groovy and it's so like, it's like, I shared that GIF on our Twitter page of like the Disney characters like grooving around to it. And
That's absolutely what I'm picturing in my head every time I listen to that song.
also, that song is a 100% confirmation that Taylor Swift has read the Fourth Wing series. Just going to throw that out there.
Okay. My mom will understand that, I'm sure. It's not for me.
Yeah, because she mentions Onyx, which is a big part of
color.
big part of the Fourth Wing universe, and she also
color.
mentions lightning strikes, which is also So like Onyx and Lightning Strikes is a big part of the Fourth Wing universe. And so yeah,
Okay,
so
girl.
yeah. Yeah.
Onyx is a color and lightning strikes are a weather event for the rest of us.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so I love Upalite. So this, yeah, it's the top 4 songs for me, and then the other song that stands out for me, I like Actually Romantic. I think it's fun, and and it's starting to become overblown because of how people are reading into that song.
I would agree. It's more fun if you try not to dig too deep into
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Again, and then Wishlist and Wood are good, not great. I think they're enjoyable, but I don't know if they're not my favorites of the record. But the song I love and is kind of low key my one seed on the entire record is Canceled.
I love the production on Canceled. Canceled was like I forget who tweeted it, but it was like that was the first Reputation Ball track.
Yeah.
I get it. It really does. There's something about her voice there that is really it's kind of scary. It's like scary alluring. That's like I know something you don't. Like I love it. I love when she does that with her vocals and the way that sounds sonically is so good. I'm having a hard time, like the polar opposite of Actually Romantic. I'm learning to listen to Actually Romantic without thinking at all about who it might be about or whatever. I'm having a hard time putting aside Canceled a little bit. But I do like the production on it.
Yeah. There's a big discussion on every single album about this song, and Nora kind of agreed with you, and she said she could not put aside with how she took the song and what it was about, and had a hard time putting that aside. And I was the complete opposite. I'm like, I can put that aside. I don't care what it's about because the production is so good, and it's just like, and it's so easy to just like, like just yell in your car type of thing. That's the one song I think that's like I can yell it in my car and be like,
okay,
yeah,
all right. I like it. That I agree with you from a production standpoint. I just am having a hard time in the current climate and landscape of things that are going on and things that are worth paying attention to. It feels a little perhaps tone insensitive to me. Or at least written from a perspective of someone that can afford to more loosely pay attention to those things without giving too much away.
Yeah, I can understand where a lot of people are coming from for that song, but I'm not seeing that song in the same way that a lot of other people are seeing that song. And I think that's okay. But like, there's like the part of that song that is the coolest part to me is in the chorus when "Welcome to my underworld. It'll break your heart. At least you know exactly who your friends are." That was like that. Like you said, that's kind of what you're talking about in terms of the vocal performance there, and it's like, it's like I'm just picturing.
It goes a direction that you don't expect it to go with it. It's like, for lack of a better word, it's very snake-like.
Yeah.
It kind of like slithers around through where you think it's gonna go, and then it turns somewhere different. But it's all very smooth. It's a little bit like kind of seductive and alluring, but in like a dark, a little bit scary way.
Yeah, like I'm picturing the music video for it, and
sure,
and it's like, and I think it would be great because like I almost can kind of see this as like, I don't know if this is completely out, but like a Bad Blood 2.0 situation.
That's what I was thinking. It's a little bit like Bad Blood music video redo, but like the modern version.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you there.
And then we get Sabrina Carpenter on this record too. Do you like the Sabrina Carpenter appearance?
It's fine. I got a little like I could take it or leave it. It's fine. They pair really well together. The song is fine. I got a little jump scare by like the Eras Tour audio at the very end.
Yeah.
That's like, well, that took me to a place. You know what I mean? But I feel like a lot of folks maybe didn't even make it that far into the record to have an opinion on that song. It didn't necessarily sell it higher or lower either way for me, and I think maybe it had the potential to do that. But because usually with a feature, you hope that it elevates that track or elevates that record. And it just didn't really make a big difference to me on my ranking or where it went or whatever. Mm-hmm. It was perfectly fine, but it wasn't one that made my hits list off of this.
Yeah. Okay. So I put it. Well, we'll wrap up the conversation with where, because I gave my rankings and my reasoning as to why. I didn't bring.
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't tell you what my. I have Speak Now,
What are your
Fearless, and Debut.
bottoms?
I have Speak Now, Fearless, and Debut at the bottom, which shouldn't
Where did you
shock
put
you.
red?
Sixth.
Okay. Fine. I was gonna have a contentious moment against you if you had ranked red toward the bottom.
But like my reasoning for putting those three at the bottom is, number one, like her country era, it just has never really connected for me. And I think Speak Now is a really good record, especially
Mhm.
Taylor's version of it, where her vocals are so much better. But it is not, it was many years ago, and I just have never connected personally to that record like a lot of other people have connected to it, even though there are some great songs
Yeah.
on there.
That
And
was
so that's
that
why
was
it's so
my
low on my list.
first. Well, not like my first, but like the album I can remember myself buying on iTunes back in the day was Speak Now. I remember hearing the other two on radio, and especially on country radio, because I think that was throwback to my mom. That was when she was listening to country radio at that point in her life. So I remember they were playing, Tim McGraw, they were playing White Horse, they were playing You Belong with Me on the radio. But Speak Now was more of a pop endeavor, and I remember buying that one for myself, and then kind of following along
Yeah.
after that. So that one will always have a little bit of a pedestal place for me for that reason. But yeah, in the grand scheme of her discography, which is massive and has been through so many artistic changes and iterations and things like that, it does get a little bit lost in the evolution.
Yeah. So where do your rankings? What do you got for me?
Mine changes by the minute, dude. I can't make this. My top 3 are movable, depending on the day, but I agree with you that it's one of
Yeah. If you don't, if you don't rank them 1 to 12, but like give me like
yeah.
a pyramid
Here's
structure, kind of
okay,
like
yeah,
your.
here's my groups. Okay,
Yeah.
so my top 3 are one of Folklore Evermore 1989. I agree with you on the Reputation chunk. So the Reputation, I would go Red. I would go, oh gosh, Speak Now. I would go Midnights. I would go Tortured Poets. I would go. What am I missing? I would go. What am I missing? Midnights? I would go Midnights. If I haven't
Midnights.
said that, I
You
would
haven't mentioned
go.
Midnights and Lover and Debut and Fearless
Okay, I'm gonna
and
put.
and Showgirl.
I'm gonna put. I'm gonna put. Oof. No, I'm gonna go Midnights, Lover, Showgirl, Fearless, Debut.
Mm-hmm.
For me, for now, it'll change.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know. Some of those are so stuck in there that I'm like, that's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
That's so stuck in there. Okay, that's enough of that. While we're still in music, so your favorite track, your favorite pull from Showgirl was your 1 seed canceled.
I
What's your 2 seed?
can't.
Or
I'd probably
a
canceled, and man, it's changing constantly. But I think it's
I know.
canceled and Opalite for me for now.
My 1 and 2 are gonna be Ophelia and Elizabeth Taylor.
Elizabeth Taylor is great too. That song grosses me all the time too.
Yeah, that one. There's some about it. I think it's just that it goes a different direction than you expect. It hits a little hard on the chorus. Love that one. I also need to give a shout out. We need to give a shout out here on the podcast to the girl with the other biggest week in music. Let's talk about Hits McRae over here. Because we need to shout out Tate. She had a crazy week. In the middle of this giant world tour, Tit for Tat charted first solo #1 hit on the Spotify charts, #2 on Apple Music. I had to write this down so I don't do this wrong. Her first solo top 10 debut on the Hot 100, and her third top 10 overall. So Close to What went platinum, the fastest album of hers to that status, and all 4 singles from that record are gold or better, the first album by a female artist to achieve this in 2025. Songs from all of her past albums are charting right now. She's the youngest female artist to score multiple #1s on Spotify charts this year. joining Lady Gaga and SZA in Company and Sabrina Carpenter on some other things about multiple number ones, on Duration on the Hot 100, the cover of Time 100, selling out 3 straight nights at the Forum. Just some applause, some commotion from the crowd for Hits McRae over here.
Yeah.
What a week. That's been fun to follow. That's been really fun to follow. I'm trying to put people on to Tit for Tat, so we have to mention that in our tracks of the week as well.
I do. I like that song too. Like I said, I'm not like I'm not a tater tot, but I'm like a what's
You
like
say that. You
what's
say
a-
that.
what's like the middle ground? Like if you're not a full on tater tot, so
But you're not like an uncooked potato?
but I'm not an uncooked potato. What's the
Are you you could be a potato wedge, you could be a hash brown. I know you don't like hash browns,
I
though.
do not like hash browns, but I think I think that might be the best.
I think that's a fair
That's a good-
comparison.
Yes.
You could be one of
That's-
those smiley face fries. I guess we'll
That's
leave it at that.
I'm a hash brown. Like I don't
All right.
Yeah, like I don't, I mean, the way I would put my Tate McRae hash brown fandom is that I don't go out of my way to listen to Tate McRae.
Tate McRae hash brown fandom. Your car goes out of its way to make you listen to Tate McRae.
Once in a while, she'll come on, yeah.
That makes me laugh.
She'll come on. and
I am not involved in that. I'm not
Yeah.
manipulating your algorithm. I did not
Correct.
put a chip in your car when we went to SDCC, which, by
Yeah.
the way, we're going back, ladies and gentlemen. We're so back.
We're back.
We're back for 2026. Catch us there.
But like if she comes on, like I'm not gonna skip her, and there are some songs that I actually do like. Like Just Keep Watching is still, I think, probably the one I go back to the most. And then I listen to Tit for Tat. I was like, oh dang, this is good. And she's got beef, and I love it, and it's a diss track, and it's awesome.
It's messy, but I love it. I'm sorry to her that I'm always sorry to an artist that has to go through a breakup to make a track like that.
Yeah.
Because it sucks, like from a personal perspective. But I tell you what, the heat that was coming off the pen in that studio, they were just ignoring the fire alarm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
And she wrote it.
Crazy.
She wrote it on tour, like
Yeah.
less than a month ago.
Like two and a half
Recorded in
weeks
her-
ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
At midnight after a show. Like, speaking of people that can't put the pen down, my
Mm-hmm.
God. Yeah, anyway, that's been a crazy week. I'm trying to move the needle on that at my place of work and just get more people into
Yeah.
it. I was rage baiting somebody earlier today on purpose who was a Kid Laroi fan.
No.
I was
Get
just
Charlton out of here.
I was really just I was straight up lying to this person. I'm like, I can't name, well, this is only a half lie, but I was like, I can't name a single Kid Laroi song other than that one that he's on with Justin Bieber. And that made this person really offended.
I didn't know who he was.
Yeah, it's not Shabuzi levels of not convinced it's a real person, but it was borderline Shabuzi.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
was borderline.
Side note: here's a tweet I sent. I'll send this to you too. But somebody said this is a killer. It says the tweet says this is a killer run of pop singles. Sports car, revolving door, just keep watching, and tit for tat.
Yeah, crazy. I don't know, man. I can't understand why Two Hands was the last to go gold or platinum. You and I love the Two Hands dance break.
I'm still trying to learn. When I say trying to
Are
learn,
you really? Because
No,
I have to give you
you s-
props for that if you are.
you sent me the thing, and I am too scared to learn it because I know my artistic and athletic and dance ability are non-existent, and so I feel like I don't even want to try because
We'll get it together for SDCC 2026. You and I will be mobbing to all the dance breaks. I may not be able to do them real well, but I can memorize them,
Yeah.
and therefore then I can impart knowledge.
Yeah, in our Bob costumes.
In our, yeah, I can't finish that, but our FABs, for lack of a better word. Okay, that's enough of that. We are gonna have a lot of movies to bring you next week. Richie's watched 8 movies.
Can we hold on? We need to. I know we're gonna go long, but that's fine because I need to talk about one battle to another because I don't want to wait another week for this because
Okay, you get 5 minutes to talk about one battle after another, and then I'm hanging up because I can't do this.
okay, real quick, time
I'm
of the interim.
convinced it's propaganda.
Interim story about
Okay.
SD because we were on SDCC. The panic that set in this weekend was like
Oh, so dangerous.
it was bad. It was bad.
So dangerous.
Yeah, I texted you, I think the day before. I said, I think you're probably going to get in first because I got in last year, and so it's probably your turn.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, oh boy, did I freaking nail that, didn't I? By the time you got in, mine was still saying you had more than an hour wait. I was like, Jesus Christ. Anyway, so Jordan got in, and I was like, oh yeah, here's my information. I was like, all you need is the thing and their last name. I was like, cool.
Yeah, you need the person's like username or whatever, and then their last name, and you should just be able to add them and buy a password because you did it on mine, no problem last year. I was not worried. I'm like, okay, great. You sent me a visual guide to how it works, to where to put it in, to do all this stuff. I'm like, I got this in the bag. Come on, girl. Absolutely not.
No.
Yeah. I will tell my side of this and then you can tell yours. But you have 15 minutes to do the checkout once you get in. That's a lot of time. And I knew that you were at work, so I'm like, I may not get an instant response from him, but it's no big deal. So I just went ahead and I asked you to confirm what your username was, because I know your last name. And I just went ahead and did mine first. I just added our days to the cart, and I was like, okay, then I'll circle back and I'll go do Richie's. And it kept populating that there was not a person that existed with that combination of username and last name. I'm like, well, it's actually not true, Ellen, because he's right here. I can call him. Let me call Taylor up and just find it out. He sent me back that was true, that was what it was, and I just kept trying it. I started trying, because I've played the hotel Wi-Fi game with my last name so many times in this life. I'm like, there's something weird about it. There's going to be a space, there's going to be a period, there's going to be a capitalization or something, like somewhere where it doesn't belong. So I'm in there trying every permutation of your name and your username that I can think of.
Yeah.
I'm starting to use your Twitter handles. I'm starting to use your Instagram handle at some, like, I'm just pulling stuff. I'm like using your birth year. I'm like, this can't be right. But I'm in here trying things, punctuation that no one has ever seen before in places it has never been before, to try and get it figured out, all while this clock is just counting down. And I'm so over-caffeinated at this point in time that my hands are kind of shaking, but I'm like trying to remain calm about the whole situation while I wait for you to text me back. And at some point you start panicking a little bit too. And I think that's what kind of set me over the edge. I'm like, should we just abandon this? Because we can't get it figured out. Like, I've tried everything. It's not working. Should we abandon it? Because, like, I'm not going without you. I'm not just going to buy a ticket and go with it. Like, and be like, nope, good luck. Try again next time. No, that's stupid. I was so committed to this that I was willing to fully pull out of the whole thing and cancel my ticket and be like, we'll try again later. We'll regroup. And then you finally sent me back. And I want you to explain the thought that you had when you saw what this information actually was.
Yeah, so first of all, I had forgotten to check the day before to confirm. Like, they even tell you and warn you, like, hey, go and grab your information off of the website because you're going to need it to look exactly as it is on the website. And I forgot to do that for this particular time. And I went back into my emails. I'm like, okay, well, it's got to be in there in my email somewhere, because you couldn't log into your account, obviously, when the sale was going on.
Yeah, that was the stupid part. Is like, I was gonna go in and confirm my own thing just to be sure. I'm like, I don't know, but I went to try and log in and confirm it, and it just put me in the waiting room. I'm like, wait a minute, hang on.
So I think what they've done in the past is you get a personal link, and so you have to like go and log in that way. But they've changed that this year for whatever reason.
Made it worse.
Which is strange because, like, it put, like, I would imagine, like, it would put people in the queue that don't belong there. Whereas in the previous, like, you get your link.
That's true. You should have to be logged in an account that's eligible with an eligible link, and then that keeps people that are first-time buyers that accidentally ended up there out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I couldn't do that. So I was looking through emails and I couldn't find what I was looking for. I couldn't find one with my name exactly as it appears. And I went and I found, receipts from 2019 or, in 2020. And that never had my full name listed. So I was like, you know what I can do? I'm pretty sure we did this last year, and I sent you a screenshot of the what it is, and so I had to go, and I think what I did is in my
To go more than a year back in
Yeah.
text messages.
and I think what I did is I went into like our text, and I went to our photos, and I scrolled back as far as I could.
Jesus, that's a massacre
Yeah,
in there.
I either did that, or like I went into my photos and I did a search for my username, and I think that's how I got. Let me see. That's what I did. I think that I'm
I
pretty sure
can't
that's what
believe you
I
went
did.
through a year of pictures we sent.
Yeah,
each
that's what
other,
I
'cause
did.
There's so many
Yeah,
stickers in there.
I did a search for my username, and that's when it came up with my member ID from last year, which was exactly right. It is listed as Richard Flores Jr., which is exactly what we expected, and that's what you put in. I was like, all right, cool, yeah, that should be fine.
The comma.
The fucking comma. God damn it. Look at this shit. Look at that. There's a fucking comma there.
There's a comma in there, and that was literally what broke it. Was that I tried the periods. I never in my life thought to try the comma.
Yes,
I
never.
tried spaces. All kinds of. I was putting Egyptian hieroglyphics in that bar trying to
Yeah.
get it to work, and it would the curse of Ra in the bar trying to get it
Yeah.
to work, and it was the comma the whole time. And you texted me verbatim. You said, "I swear if it's the effing comma," and I said it was in all caps, and you said, "I hate my life" in all caps. And as soon as you sent me that, it was done. It was out the door in 30 seconds, bag secured.
Yeah.
We got the days we wanted, but we had
Yes.
to go through actual trauma
Yeah.
to get there. And we've already started next year's Be Gone playlist, so
Yes.
don't worry, folks.
Yes.
We'll have that.
We did not do the full 4 days because that crap is expensive.
Oof. It was already expensive for 2.
Yeah.
But we did get the 2 days we wanted. So
Yes.
we learned from last year that by Sunday, most people are trying to go home and stuff is pretty well sold out.
Yeah.
We're trying to be there for the hacks panel, ladies and gentlemen, so we needed
Yeah.
to double our chances on that.
Yes. Please make it happen, HBO. Come to San Diego Comic-Con and give us a final season hacks panel. Please.
We need it. We will be in the front row, dressed up, but I
Yes.
still can't tell you what we'll be dressed up as because the haters will sabotage it.
Yeah. You can you can be Ava and I'll be the Branzino. Show
But I
up as
also
a
wanted
bloody
to be
fish.
the Branzino.
Damn it.
We both want to be the fish. Now
Oh.
what?
Oh, well, I can be the table. I can be Mrs. Table.
You could be Mrs. Table. Okay, perfect. Done. Sold. You think they sell table costumes, or is that something we have to make? I can't go through with that again. Oh man. I think we both have to be Branzino, but I could put a bob on you. We could put a red bob on you.
Yeah.
I see the vision. It's starting to all come
The vision
together.
is coming too. I also did see a costume this week that was non-hacks related, but that made me laugh. Like you can buy a mozzarella stick costume, and what it is
Where?
is it's
Oh my
it's-
god.
Yeah,
Googling
it's a I kid you not, it's a duo costume. So 2 people can wear it, and it's are you
Oh my god.
are you finding it?
There's a picture of 2 people with it on in front of a Chili's.
You see, yes. You see it?
It's the cheese pull. The cheese pull in the middle is what connects. It's the oh my god. It's the get along Miss Possessive booty shorts
Yes.
as the mozzarella stick.
Yes.
I'm sold. Absolute. But then I have to be connected to you all day.
No,
and
no.
logistically, I don't know if that's gonna work.
No, it would be like
You'll
we would
run
put
away
it,
from me.
we would put it we would put it on for like 2 minutes, and then you would
Wonder
just
if
not.
is it like is the cheese
Removable?
part Velcro?
It's got to be
Yeah.
removable. It'd
It
be funny
has
if
to
it wasn't.
be because you would be towing the back half of the mozzarella stick around all day. It would physically be a tow truck. Okay, it's from Chili's. It's literally the Chili's merch store.
No
it's
way.
called Mott's Mates.
Oh, Oh, I gotta bring this. Well, let's see if I can.
It's $75.
Oh, let's fucking go. That's $75. We can split it.
I'll send you the link real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, bring it up. You can do your share screen so we can see it.
Share screen. I'm so bad at that. I'll break it on the share screen.
So we can show the people. And then when you go and you make the edit, of this clip, you can put the picture over the top of it.
Okay, hold on. Share screen.
Yeah.
I'm terrified of this. Okay.
You got it, buddy. You can do it. This is like watching a toddler trying to walk.
Are we seeing?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. It is on the Chili's website, which worth noting is welcometochili's.com. 2-person fried Mott's cheese pull costume on sale now. On sale from what? Okay. Anyway, you've pulled Chili's famous fried mozzarella. We have actually. We've taken down the triple dipper. Now it's your turn to be the Chili's fried mozzarella that's pulled with your very own TikTok-ready Chili's Mott's Mates costume. Your new 2-person Nashville Hot Mott's Mates costume is a celebration of the literal menu item of the year. Grab the Mott's Mate in your life, suit up, and spend your Halloween as you've always wanted, dressed as the one and only Chili's fried mozzarella. Human-sized tub of ranch not included.
Damn it.
Bummer. This is beyond really what I thought it was going to be. I'm trying to ascertain whether the cheese is removable, but it actually does not appear to be. It doesn't appear to be removable in an easy way.
The idea of the two of us being literally stuck together is
my
just
nightmare, actually. A little bit of my waking nightmare.
You know what would be great though? Because like last year we had a situation wherein you had a ticket to something that I couldn't get into. And so that would be like our end. It's like we only have one ticket,
like,
but
hey,
we can't
I
separate.
Physically can't be separated from this guy. Yeah. Hey, you know who would love the idea of this? Our Uber driver from Chicago.
Yeah. Yes.
He would love this. I hope he's out there listening somewhere.
Oh God.
Bless. Such a good idea.
I was going to talk about one battle to another, but we ain't got freaking time.
You can have 5 minutes. You can have 5 minutes to talk about it, but I'm hanging up at 5 minutes.
Okay. My laptop is at 9%. Okay.
Oh.
I love this movie. I saw it.
And if I lose you, I'll do the end on my own. Go.
I love this movie, one battle to another. I saw it twice in the span of 72 hours, 96 hours.
Formats.
Saw it in 70mm IMAX. Huh. Just I was left speechless in that format. And then I also saw it at a Harkins theater in like their like bigger XL screen, I guess. So just regular format.
Cine Capri or whatever it is.
Not quite Cine Capri. Cine XL. So it was like basically it's like fancy chairs.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
Word.
which was nice. And this movie it should win Best Picture. I'll tell you that much. And the more I think about it, the more and more I like it. And it is so funny. That was the one thing that really surprised me and shocked me about the movie is that it was so funny. You could, especially in the back half of the movie, you could call it a comedy, like a dark comedy. The performances are all incredible. Every single actor is great. Every character is great, and they all get their arcs in a way. Everybody's so well written. And the way I would describe this movie, number one, it's 2 hours and 45 minutes. It does not feel that way one bit. It does not. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that.
I'm not looking at you at all. I'm covering my face with my hands because I'm exasperated at the 2 hour and 45 minute movie epidemic.
It does not feel like 2 hours and 45 minutes. This movie just breezes by. It's that good because, and the way I describe it is like, you can't go to the bathroom during this movie or you will miss a lot of the story and you will miss important moments. And anytime that happens during a almost 3 hour movie, look, I love Oppenheimer.
We know.
It is one of my favorite movies of all time. I think it's terrific. But Oppenheimer does not work the same way. Like you could miss a scene and be fine.
Yeah.
You know? Like you can get the gist.
I agree.
This movie's not like that.
Okay.
From start to finish, it starts and it's go, and you can't miss anything. And it's great. And it's like, I am honestly thinking about putting it into my top 4 of all time. But I gotta give it some time. It is too fresh. It's
Give it
too
some time
fresh.
to marinate. Give it some
Yes.
time to marinara sauce and mozzarella stick and all the good
Yes.
stuff. Yeah.
Yes. Go see this movie in theaters before it leaves, please.
Okay.
I
A
say
lot
that
of people
to you.
have. My
I say
letterbox
that.
has been crowded with people seeing
Yeah,
it.
I say that to you, and I say that to everybody watching. And you will not. I was like on my friends. I was like, you guys got to go see this movie. And they looked at me like, why do we want to go see this movie? And because they weren't fully into it. And I was like, go see this movie. And eventually I invited myself to go see the movie with them. They were like, hey, do you want to go see one battle or another? And
I'll go see it again. Let's go.
And eventually like they were like, well, I don't think were expecting me to come. And I was like, oh hell, if you're going to go see it, I'll go too. So I just invited myself to go see it again. Turns out they loved it. They loved it. I think everybody gave it 4+ stars and they all really enjoyed it. And so maybe not as much as I did, but yeah, great movie, great film, 5 stars, best of the year, top notch. Thank you.
Well done. All right. Good stuff. Good
Did I-
soapbox.
did I
We'll
make
close
my-
on that.
Did I make my time?
Oh, definitely. You were under. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So lots of money.
This
to the Boys and
podcast
Girls
wasn't
Club.
under.
Lots of money to the Boys and Girls Club because you were under. Okay, that's enough. We posted a plate up video last week in lieu of an episode, so if you want to go watch us yell at each other about cooking for 10 minutes or whatever, you can do that. I watched 3 movies, so not as much as Richie, but we'll cover all that stuff next week.
I'm gonna have 14
come back.
movies to talk about next week.
Yeah, come back and then just skip all of Richie's parts and just listen to mine, because that's all that matters anyway. Obviously, in the grand scheme of this, my Letterboxd is flawless. You can follow us at OHOBCpod, not on Letterboxd, but you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You could probably find us on Letterboxd if you try. We're not hard to find. You can find Richie at least, and then I have a Madam Web picture, so go show some love to our reviews. And that's enough of that. We'll see you next time. And if my parents are hearing this, I'm glad you finally caught up, because I know y'all were watching like 9 episodes this past week. So good work. We'll see you next time.